Hey, welcome to podcast episode number 4. Today we're going to be covering something very important, and this is something I'm sure has affected you at some point in the past, or perhaps this is even affecting you right now, and that is how to conquer your fear of being on video and hearing the sound of your own voice. So this is what we're going to be discussing today in today's podcast. So wherever it is you're watching from, thanks for tuning in. Whether that's going to be on one of our video platforms or on Spotify or Apple Podcast, wherever it may be, thanks for tuning in. I very much appreciate you watching or listening today. So let's crack into today's topic, how to conquer your fear of being on video and hearing the sound of your own voice. This is something that affected me. This is why I can easily talk about this and help you to conquer this yourself, because this is exactly what happened to me back in 2007. The first thing I will just say is I am not a complete expert on making videos, being on camera, and everything else to do with videography. This is something that I've just improved on since 2007. I've made well over 1,000 videos now in my business for my customers and clients over the years. But I don't want you to think that I'm some kind of an expert, because I am not. I've still got things to learn. However, one thing I have conquered over the years is that I now don't fear being on video, being on camera, and I don't care about having my face over the internet, my voice around on the internet. It's something I'm just completely comfortable with. So if I can just help you to get to the stage where I am, you will find it so much easier to progress in your business and make content and be so much more successful. Because once you start to get comfortable making content and putting your voice out there and your face out there and making videos and being on camera, you're going to find that it's so much easier to make content. And the reason why it's important is because making content in the form of video and podcasts is one of the most impactful things you can do in your online business. Since I started around 2007, things have changed. Video was quite big back then, but it's nowhere as big or as important as it is right now, like 17 or 18 years later. I got involved on YouTube back in 2007, but there were not that many people that you could look at and watch and follow and take much advice from and sort of learn from. But nowadays, you've got so many people that you can go and look at and take notes from and get some tips from, pointers, and you can really get some great information from people out there that are already doing this stuff and being on video every single day. So you could go to YouTube, you could go to all these different other video platforms, Facebook, wherever you want, and watch people in your own industry that are doing things that you would like to do. See how they do it, reverse engineer how they do things, and then just replicate that for yourself. Now that's just one side of it, okay? There's other things you need to know how to do as well. And that's what we're going to discuss in today's podcast. So I've got 2 main tips for you that will really help you to conquer the fear of being on video and hearing the sound of your own voice. As I said, this is really important stuff, because if you plan on building any type of successful internet-based business, you really do have to be on video. Now, of course, some people are going to say, well, Paul, what about so-and-so? What about him? What about her? Yes, there are some exceptions, and some people can build a successful business without doing a single video or making a single podcast. Yes, you can. However, they are the exceptions. 99.9% of people, and I'm sure you would have seen a lot of the people that you follow in your own industry, whatever industry that may be, they will be making videos. They will be making content. They will be making podcasts, and you would have at least heard their voice. You may not have sometimes seen their face, but you would have at least heard their voice. and I would say more often than not, you would have also seen them on video. This is just the way the internet is now. So if you plan on building any type of successful internet business, I'm going to be honest, you're going to have to get used to being on video and hearing the sound of your own voice. I know that it can be very, very difficult. I know that myself, because when I started in 2007, I hated the sound of my own voice. When I made videos and I spoke on a video, I listened to it back and I just didn't like it. So I totally get it. I totally understand that you listen to your own voice back, especially when you've not made many videos before, and you kind of cringe at the sound of your own voice, because how you pronounce things, how you say things, the sound of your own voice, because it isn't something that we often do until you actually come to the internet and you start to make tutorial videos for other people and you then listen back to your own content. It's not something we normally do, unless of course you are in the video industry already, and if you are, then you're going to probably find things much easier when it comes to making videos and listening to the sound of your own voice. So I've got two main tips for you which will really help. So tip number one, and this may sound quite basic, you may think that this is simple stuff, however it really is something that will make a massive impact on your business if you were to take this seriously. And so you have to be consistent. Consistently making videos, creating podcasts, creating content, whatever it may be. Whatever niche or industry you're in, consistency is one of the best things that you can apply to your business, because the more you do something, the better you will get. That is just a natural progression. You will improve the more you do something. And even if you don't improve straight away, you will start to figure things out and start to learn what you shouldn't be doing. So then you can make the changes to improve your videos from that point onwards. So the very first thing you need to do is be consistent. Just be consistently making videos and podcasts and watching them back, and you can make improvements from there. The other thing I will say is, although you need to be consistent, you don't want to be doing things consistently wrong. So what I would say is, go out there, go into your industry and just look for other people that are in your industry at the moment that you like to listen to and you like to learn from. Get their videos up, get their podcasts up, learn from them, and then you can make these changes in your videos and you can learn from these types of people. And that's the great thing about the internet at the moment. There's so many people out there that are doing what you already would like to do or want to do, that you can just look at their business, look at how they do things and reverse engineer it and do it for yourself and learn from these people that are already doing it. Because if they're getting good results doing what you would like to do, then just reverse engineer how they do it and replicate what they do. So tip number one, you have to be consistent. It may take a bit of time in order to improve and get better at your videos and being on camera, but that's just one of them things. You can't speed up this process to the point where you're going to learn this stuff within 2 weeks, because it's not going to happen. I've been making videos now since 2010. In fact, no, it was before that. It was 2008, I think my first video went out onto the internet, onto YouTube, and they were awful. Absolutely awful. The camera was terrible, it was shaky. You know the story. I'm sure a lot of people have said the same thing over the years. But you improve as you go. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert now, but I've definitely improved from where I was many years ago. And there's always things you can improve. You can improve all the lights on your videos, the camera angles. You could have more cameras, the audio. There's always things to improve. Of course there is. But the number one thing to focus on is content, and make sure the content that you put out is really, really good. Be consistent, and then you will improve much quicker than if you were to just make one video every couple of months. If you start banging the videos out, banging the podcasts out, the more you do, the faster you fail, the faster you will improve and get better. And that's how I looked at things. So number one, be consistent. Start to bang that content out there, because you do need to make videos. I'm sorry to say, it's just the way the internet is. People are conditioned to expect videos. Videos and podcasts. Tip number two that I'm going to give you is, again, something that you probably have not thought about. But this is something that I learned many, many years ago, and I have always kept this in the back of my mind. Can you think what it is? Well, I will tell you. You can't please everyone. There is always going to be someone out there that won't like what you do. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how good you are as a speaker. It doesn't matter how good your content is. It doesn't make any difference. There will always be people that don't like you, just because of small things like they don't like the sound of your voice. They don't like how fast you talk. They don't like how you pronounce words. They don't like the country that you live in. They don't like the shirt that you're wearing at the time. They don't like your haircut. They don't like your face. They don't like your smile. There is always people out there that will not like your stuff. The quicker you understand that, the quicker you will just accept it and move on. Most of the people that don't like your stuff and don't like your videos and don't like certain things from that list that I just gave you, most of those types of people will just watch your video for 5 or 10 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, and then just switch off anyway and go somewhere different. Most of the haters that don't like your stuff, they won't leave comments. I will be honest. You are going to get some people that do, but out of all the people that don't like your stuff, only a small percentage of those people will actually leave comments to say they don't like your stuff. Yeah. Most people, in my experience, will just watch your videos, listen to what you're talking about, and they will just leave and go somewhere different because they can't be bothered to leave an insult or leave a negative comment. And that's fine. I mean, that's actually a good thing. So you can't please everyone. Some people will leave comments on your videos and your podcasts, and they will say that they don't like things that you've said or what you've tried to teach people or any advice that you've given on your podcast or video or anything else. There's so many reasons why someone might comment and might leave an insult on your video. These are basically haters, okay? You get them, you have to get used to it. This is part and parcel of business. Don't worry about it because you can't please everyone. And these are the two main things that you need to start taking more seriously if you plan to make videos and creating videos and podcasts in your business moving forward, which you should, because in my opinion, this is one of the best ways you can create a really good relationship with your followers, with your traffic, with your customers and clients, is by making good informational videos, even if it's just free content, just like I'm doing right now. It's completely free. This is out there on the web, on the internet, or you can create training in the form of videos for your actual clients and customers, which they'll have to pay for. So whichever way you decide to do it, it's going to be the same. You make videos, you make podcasts, your voice is out there, your face is on camera. Sometimes you can make videos without actually putting your face on the video. So like at the moment, my face is in the bottom corner or to one side of this video. I could just not have my face on the video at all, but I find that it gives the video more context. When you have your face on there and people can look at you explaining things like you are right now, and then I've got words on the screen as well where I can sort of write things. I found, for me personally, that works best for me, to have my face and to have some text on the screen as well. One of the things I'm going to do though moving forward is I'm actually going to create a whiteboard. So I will be stood at a whiteboard giving you information from my a whiteboard. That's something that I want to do moving forward, because I'll have more space and I'll be able to write things in real time as opposed to doing it on a program like I'm doing at the moment, which is fine, but I am going to progress to that at some stage moving forward. So 2 things: consistency and you can't please everyone. There's lots of other things that I could give you for advice when it comes to making videos, but you really have to keep things simple. You just have to be consistent. Keep making videos, keep making podcasts, keep putting stuff out there, and you will improve. And you will feel it as well. Once you've done your first 1, 2, 3 videos, and you might be on video number 5, you will even then feel a bit more confident. One of the things that I found many years ago is you have to sometimes think on your feet when it comes to making videos. Even though you can edit certain things out, you can, but talking to a camera in your office all alone can be quite weird at first. It can be quite strange. So it's almost as if you have to get into the flow of thinking along the lines in a certain way to talk on camera in front of your webcam or your camera, whatever it is you've got in the room at the time. So you just have to get your brain in a particular mode when you start to make videos. That's something that you can do in time, and you can learn things as you go, and you can implement them on your videos, and then you can make improvements. So conquering your fear of being on video and hearing the sound of your voice is just one aspect of building a successful and profitable internet-based business where you're able to make sales and profits in your business from pretty much anywhere in the world. Now, there are lots of other things that you also need to learn and you need to start to implement in your business. Now, I've put together some free training for you. So if you want this free training and you're watching this on video, the link will be below this video, and it's coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp. coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp. In this free training, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a profitable business so you can start making sales in the next 30 days. And if you're listening to this on any of our podcast platforms, then just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp and you can grab the free training. You can start to go through the training, and this will help you and show you exactly what you need to do and how you need to start thinking in terms of a real online business owner and the things that you need in place in order to actually make sales, how to get traffic, and everything else in between. So that's going to be a free 7-day bootcamp. You can access that for completely free. This is free training from me. So those are the 2 main tips that you need to start taking more seriously. Be consistent, and you can't please everyone. May sound simple, I know, but everything else will fall into place. The more you do something, repetition, you will improve with your video creation and your audio and everything else that you do on your podcast and on your videos. The more you do it, the better you will become, and then the more confident you'll become. So then you won't have the fear of being on video and hearing your voice back whenever you make podcasts and making videos. I know it's difficult, but you just need to jump in, get busy, be consistent, and then once you start to crank out the content in your business, you will then start to realize that you actually can't please everyone. There are going to be some people that will watch your content or watch your videos within your courses and your online courses and your products that will really get a massive benefit from what you have taught within your content. But you can't please everyone. You're always going to get some people that don't like it. That's just completely normal. It's completely natural. Please don't take it personally. This is something that just happens to everyone. You can't be liked by everyone. There's always going to be some people out there that don't like your stuff. But just focus on the people that do. because as long as you improve and you make changes to your content and your style as you go to make changes and make improvements, then you will improve. So you just have to get busy, put yourself out there. I know it can be a little bit intimidating and scary at first when you put your voice and your face out there on camera, but this is something that if you're serious about building a business, you will have to do this at some point. So you're best to learn this as soon as you possibly can, because this is something that you can use in all parts of your business. All parts of your business. Webinars, videos, podcasts, interviews, if other people want to interview you. I hope you can take something away from today's podcast, and this will help you in your business. But the most important thing I want to say is that it's completely normal to have a bit of fear of being on video and hearing the sound of your own voice. This is something that most people go through. Very, very few people are comfortable at doing this as soon as they start to make their own videos on the internet. It's just completely normal and natural to feel a little bit scared and having that fear. But in time, that fear will start to go. And in time, you really will start to enjoy it. And you're just going to put yourself out there and you won't ever look back. So don't forget, if you do want my free training on exactly how to build a internet-based business and start making money and sales in the next 30 days, then my free training is coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp. And you can go there whenever you like. Go and grab the training, go and grab the free tutorial videos, and that will help you to fast track your online success and start making sales in the next 30 days in your business. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Very much appreciate it. That's it from me, from the Paul Nichols podcast show for today. See you in the next episode very soon. Take care.